What's up guys, Brad here, and today I want to tell you guys all about doing your first jibes on a kite foil. So a jibe is a downwind transition. It is accompanied by the tack, which is an upwind transition, which kind of both have their own purposes and utilities while you're kiting. The jibe is generally the first transition that most people will learn on a kite foil, and it's also the easier one of the two to add a foot switch so that you can ride heel side in both directions with your foil, which opens up a whole new world of trick opportunities and different mix-ups with the board. So breaking the jibe down into a few steps, it's similar to a tack in a sense that you want to bring your kite high. Especially for doing the foot switch, you're really relying on the kite to make you momentarily weightless. That way you can reposition your feet on the board without causing big changes in your foil. So you want to come into the jibe with a medium speed on about a crosswind direction. So you don't want to be edging too hard into the wind, and you don't want to be just barreling downwind, as if you're barreling downwind, you'll start losing line tension, which will make it harder for your kite to support you. On a crosswind tack, you will come in medium speed, slowly raise your kite towards 12. As the kite is approaching 12, you want to sheet in on the bar and then bring your previous back foot up to the front of the board, and then take your previous front foot towards the back of the board. You'll now find yourself riding toe side. Once you get your feet repositioned, you can then pull on your front hand to initiate a down loop. That is generally the smoothest way to exit the jibe. You can, especially if you're a lot more powered or maybe just not comfortable looping the kite, you can redirect the kite from the previous direction of travel to the other side with your transition. However, generally you're going to lose quite a bit of speed doing that, and depending on the conditions and how you go about it, it can be very easy to slack the lines on your kite since you're now riding towards it downwind. Whereas if you do a down loop, you generally just flow with the kite into your new direction of travel. Tips for the jibe that make it easier would be, number one, a bigger kite makes your life a lot easier. So a larger kite will provide you with more time being weightless when the kite is at 12, whereas a smaller kite is going to provide you a shorter window to reposition your feet. So starting off, I'd recommend starting with a fairly large kite on a nice light wind day. Also, a larger front wing on your foil can offer a little bit more low speed stability. That way the foil isn't going to move around as much and you're not going to come off your plane if you slow down a little bit. And lastly, it can be a fairly intimidating maneuver to learn, especially starting off on the foil. One way to make it a lot less intimidating is learn the transition with the board on the water. So when I first started, I just started by dropping my foil down to where the board is just planing on the water surface, bringing the kite close to 12, sheeting in to make myself weightless, repositioning the feet, and then pulling the down loop and then resuming foiling the other way. So you can handle all of your foot switching and moving around on the board while the board is still stable on the water, and it can also just be less intimidating. That way you're not on foil and there's less likelihood of the foil over-foiling or you falling towards the wing. But with all that being said, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and until then, I'll see you in the next video.